Alright, this is a suggestion via Discord. The name of the video is Big Hollywood Celebs Threaten to Leave the US Following Trump's Massive Election Win. Guys, this is not a regular. Like, I can see this personally on my social media of people who literally do not even have a passport, who are barely legitimately making it in 2024, like paycheck to paycheck, going around saying, I'm leaving the country. Okay. I mean, if you want to leave the country, it's completely fine, but just remember, the U.S. basically taxes you everywhere around the world still, so you're still paying into the United States of America. So there you go, bro, you played yourself. And how do I know this? I live on 2 continents. I live in the United States of America half the year, and I live in Spain the other half of the year. All right, so I'm telling you, if you want to go somewhere else, you're just going to end up coming back because you're going to realize instantly that there's something special, let's say, about the United States of America, guys. But all right, let's go and check it out. Let's go and jump into it.
Yeah, and some of Hollywood's biggest stars have threatened to leave the US following Trump's election victory. Singer Cher, for example, claimed that she dealt with health issues that were directly sparked by Trump's presidency term in the first instance, would you believe? And she said that she would leave the country.
Was it the derangement syndrome, right?
For good. Bo, have any of these elites actually stopped to ask themselves not how Donald Trump won the election, but why? Because that is key here.
Well, there needs
I think
to be
it's pretty easy.
There needs to be a whole recalibration of thought. But I'm fearful that that won't happen because of arrogance. These elites think that they can tell people how to think, how to vote, what emotions to have. They prey on voters' emotions. But the difference is the American voter won in this. They couldn't control their minds. And I think that's so critical to understand, that they've got to have a reckoning. The media has to have a reckoning. The elites have to have a reckoning that they cannot control the American voter's mind. And you know what, Danica, to those who said they want to leave the country, I want a list of those people. I want to make sure we're keeping tabs of where they are, because you know what? I would sing to them exactly like NSYNC sang, bye, bye, bye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Make good on your promise and get the hell out.
Okay, really quickly, guys. Trump's win was an interesting one for me personally. And it's because it's not unexpected. Like whenever you put a populist candidate against the establishment, you can almost guarantee consistently that the populist candidate is almost always going to win because they are anti-establishment. So if the Democrat Party, along with the Republican Party, actually were paying attention, you start to realize that I think we're done as a society with the establishment. The status quo is no longer acceptable. And the fact is that a lot of the times they consistently try to push ideologies onto us that make no sense to the average American. And these things are things that affect us in ways that are negative. We're always going to basically have a negative opinion over the establishment. Republicans and establishment Democrats. There's no difference, guys. Both of these individuals act as if they have different opinions, let's say, on things. Sure, great. But they are spending time with each other on a regular basis at, fancy restaurants on our dime, guys, right? They're inviting each other to their birthday parties and having a grand old time, while the people that are supposed to be their constituents are just like infighting consistently, right? So keep this in mind here. We are done with the concept of establishment anything, all right? But either way.
Absolutely. Bye, bye, bye. Good riddance. I like that one. And now what I found interesting was the female turnout. It was a significant part of Harris's election loss because she really needed that female support, and she banked on their support. When you think about it, her whole campaign was based on women's reproductive rights and abortion, but it wasn't enough. But why do you think Kamala Harris failed to get as many women to back her as she had hoped?
Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and guess. I want to answer this question. The problem is that all that she was saying were things that would basically only affect a small amount of people. Like, the average American is not going around deleting their babies. And if that's your only selling point, you're not going to touch the hearts, let's say, of many, many a married woman. Okay? I'm just going to be honest here. You're not going to touch their hearts the same. But you know what? Let's continue.
Because she wanted to make women single issue voters on one issue alone, abortion. She thought that abortion was more important to women than the economy, than inflation, than the price of eggs and gas. and putting food on their families' tables in safe cities, safe streets for their children. And here's a question that they should be asking themselves. Does the average American woman want to have a family, or do they want to abort a family?
Bro.
That's the question they have to ask themselves. They guessed it really, really wrong. And that's why Donald Trump won the support of most suburban women for that reason alone. If she thought that they were so monolithic, she really, really, really pandered to women and in a bad way and thought that they were single issue voters, and they weren't. And I just got to say this too, Danica. Just today, Donald Trump appointed the very first female chief of staff in American history. So for all this identity politics and saying that Donald Trump is a misogynist, BS. Look what he did. Actions speak louder than words.
And guys, my wife, when she heard what Kamala Harris was basically offering, she was like, why would I, so she has nothing else to offer but something that I'm not going to do because you don't want that to happen. Okay. I can't imagine my wife being like, oh, I'm pregnant, let's delete the baby. I can't imagine that happening. All right. That's going to be a no from me on my end. No chance. So if she knows that that's not a thing, why would she care about that being an issue? Right? Like, it's the weirdest thing in the world. Like, she was just exclusively banking on women that just, I guess, deleted babies as a sport or something. I don't know, bro. It was just the weirdest thing.
Now, we saw something during the campaign that we've never really seen before, and that was the influence of podcasts. Trump did Joe Rogan, one of the most popular podcasts in the world, but he also appeared on a number of others hosted by young anti-woke men like Theo Von, Lex Friedman, Logan Paul, for example. And Bo, this is quite interesting because all these men, I guess, speak to a crucial part of Trump's base of less educated young men, but who are disaffected with progressive politics. Was this a secret weapon for the campaign?
Anti-men, progressive politics.
A lot of men supported Donald Trump. He had about an 18% advantage on Kamala Harris in terms of men. But young men listened to him. And again, why? Because he spoke to them. He wasn't too good to go on Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan offered for Kamala Harris to come on his podcast, and she said no. She thought she was too good for it. See, that's the difference.
She didn't say no. She said, basically, I don't want to do it in the studio. You're gonna have to come to me, and you only have an hour. She put limitations on the actual interview, but she did not, in fact, say no. So that's tricky.
Difference in these two campaigns. Donald Trump went to these people and went on these podcasts and said, I'm not too good for it. You can ask me anything you want. It appealed to young men's humor, to their sensibilities. And I think that people look up to Donald Trump as the alpha male. And the bigger issue is that this is a new era of citizen journalism. This is the beginning of the end of the legacy media. They can't tell you how to think anymore because they've been wrong so many times. They've been inaccurate on their stories. Think about the Hunter Biden laptop story. It is the beginning of the end of them. So this is a new dawn, Danica. It's a new day, and it's the birth and the championship of free speech in this country. And I'm so happy about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair, guys. I mean, everything that was stated here, it makes all the sense in the world, guys. Now, do I think that celebrities are actually going to leave? Where are they going to go? Like, I'm just trying to think about it. Like, I mean, yeah, you may have all the money in the world, but most of the other countries outside of the United States of America do wealth taxes. So are you ready to basically lose legitimately half of your income in a country that you're moving to that you literally never made that money in? Are you ready for that? Because wealth tax is interesting in Europe. That's where you're probably going to go, right? All right. Think about that. So, like, the amount of money you're about to lose just by saying I'm going to go somewhere else is wild. Specifically, if you make like celebrity type money. But all right, do your thing. Live your best life. Right? Listen, I've always wanted people to see the world. That's basically my thing here. I will tell you that I don't want you to live your entire life only seeing the 3 states that border your state. Okay? Be honest. I'm being completely honest. I want you to see the world. But when you do, you're going to come back. Right? I mean, I lived outside of the United States of America. The longest I've ever been was 7 years. I came right back. Okay. That's when I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and start splitting years. And that's what I did. Right? I lived in South Korea for 3 years. I lived in Spain exclusively for 7 years. And then it started going back and forth since basically 2015. Yeah, bro, you're gonna come back. You're gonna keep coming back. But do your thing. Live your best life. If you think you want to go somewhere else where you're gonna get the same thing and have the same or similar lifestyle, you gotta forget that. Trust me. 140 plus passport stamps. It's America, bro. Like, if you're from America, it's too late, bro. It's too late. You are American. You're going to come right back. You complaining is weird, right? So for example, I always thought of the United States of America for the most part as my mother. Yeah, does my mother have flaws in terms of the United States of America? In fact, the United States of America has flaws. But guess what? It's my mother. You're not going to disrespect it. Okay? Just going to be honest here. I'm not going to let you sit here and disrespect it. But if you want to go. You're just going to come back. So you're kind of wasting your time and half your income based off of wealth tax. But live your best life, bro. Do that.
Guys, before we go, are you guys subscribed to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Both are found in the description. Check it out.